gotta focus on yourself, on your faith, on your dreams, on your mind, on your health, yeah. You gotta work, never tell, keep your head down, find what you love and excel, yeah. Push and pull.
If you're even a little curious about the Redmi Turbo 5, I honestly think you need to see it in person and actually hold it. The upgrades this time are seriously noticeable. Even more than the slightly smaller size, what stands out right away is how much the build quality has stepped up. The plastic frame from the previous generation is gone, replaced with a metal frame, which means the entire Turbo lineup has officially moved into a more premium territory. When you combine that metal frame with the glass back and the compact 6.59-inch body, the phone feels surprisingly high-end in the hand. For this price segment, the overall quality really feels like it's punching above its weight, to the point where it doesn't feel out of place next to phones costing around 250 pounds. That's also why I keep saying you should try it in a physical store if you're interested. A quick shout out to my tech partner from China for sharing this video. A big thank you for making this possible. Hey everyone, it's Maiky from techmaiky. If you love staying updated with the latest gadgets, make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss out on our exciting tech content. Compared to the last generation, this is a big leap. The build quality is far better than what you'd expect at this price, and the slightly smaller body makes it more comfortable to hold. The screen size has gone from 6.67 inches down to 6.59 inches, which might not sound huge on paper, but in daily use, it definitely improves the hand feel. Looking at the front, you'll also notice that the corners are more rounded this time, and the black bezels have been slimmed down even further. Just from the design and finish alone, it really doesn't look like a phone from this price range. The display itself is also a highlight. It comes with a 1.5K resolution and uses M10 luminescent material. And yes, that's the same type of material Xiaomi uses in its flagship models. Now, it's been brought down to the Turbo 5 series, which really lives up to Xiaomi's long-standing promise of delivering flagship-level features to more people. Around the back, the design language stays familiar, and personally, I think the white version looks especially clean and attractive. There are also backlight elements, and users can customize them to their liking. What's interesting is that even though the phone is smaller than before, the battery has actually grown. It now packs a massive 7560 mAh battery. The processor might not be one most people recognize right away, as it's the Dimensity 8500 Ultra, but it's designed as a full-range chip. To test battery life, I ran a 3-day, 3-scenario test from a full charge all the way down to shutdown, along with a shared usage scenario, which you can see in the image. Even though this isn't a flagship processor, the battery performance is genuinely impressive. After simulating 4 hours of heavy use, the phone still had 48.4% battery left, which easily puts it among the strongest performers in terms of endurance right now. The chip's power efficiency also deserves praise. In a 5-hour extreme gaming load test, the remaining battery was still at 30.53%, so battery anxiety really isn't something you need to worry about here. Charging is also well covered. With 100-watt wired fast charging, it takes about 56 minutes to go from 0 to full. On top of that, it supports 100-watt PPS, 27-watt reverse charging, and bypass charging, which is great to see at this level. At first, I only planned to test gaming performance with Genshin Impact, but during a 70-minute Genshin Impact session, the average frame rate recorded in the last 40 minutes came in at 59.4 frames per second. What really matters here is the rendering resolution, which reached 883p. For a device in this class, that's already very solid performance. Even with around 5.4 watts of power consumption, it was able to run Genshin Impact smoothly. In an environment of roughly 24 degrees Celsius, the highest front temperature reached 43.2 degrees, while the back peaked at 42.3 degrees. Considering the stress load of about 5 watts, the thermal performance is honestly quite impressive. Seeing how well it handles Genshin Impact really shows just how capable this phone is overall. I was curious, so I decided to give Star Iron a try as well. On the very first run, the frame rate drop showed up near the end, and the test lasted for about 15 minutes. The frame rate only dipped to around 50 FPS, with an average of 56.4 FPS overall. That's enough to show it can handle extremely demanding titles like Star Iron without falling apart. That said, if you're a serious hardcore gamer, the max version will still be the better pick. For games like Genshin Impact and other more common titles, the Dimensity 8500 Ultra handles everything without any real trouble. I originally wanted to test the camera too, but I received the standard version pretty late, and most of my time was spent focusing on gaming performance and battery life. Because of that, I didn't get a chance to take photos. If you're interested in camera testing, let me know in the comments or live chat, and I'll make sure to test it later. Xiaomi isn't selling HyperOS 3 on its own, but I still believe that as more and more devices ship with HyperOS 3, its reputation is only going to get better. At this point, you can probably understand what I meant earlier. On the Turbo 5, compared to flagship platforms, it does miss some advanced texture options, which leads to slight differences in blur effects and certain scene-specific details. When you enable the high frame rate option, video editing apps default to 60 Hz as well. Aside from these points, during my testing, I didn't encounter any obvious or repeatable issues when it came to basic smoothness and overall stability. In terms of hardware, the configuration is genuinely solid. It comes with dual speakers, including stereo speaker units, an X-axis linear motor, NFC, infrared, dual-band JBS, and tri-band Beidou navigation. On top of that, it supports full-level IP66, IP68, IP69, and even IP69K dust and water resistance, which is honestly impressive for this class of phone. So, to wrap it up, for its price segment, the build quality of the Turbo 5 is far beyond what you'd normally expect. I'd even say it can go head-to-head with other phones in this price range. The base version of the Xiaomi Redmi Turbo 5 starts at 1999 yuan in China, which works out to roughly £210 in the UK, or about $288 US. Believe me or not, I really recommend trying it out in person. The in-hand feel and overall build quality are absolutely competitive for the price. The large rounded corners on the front and the M10 luminous material are also things you rarely see at this level. Battery life continues to be a strong point. The combination of a compact body and a large battery delivers consistently excellent results across different test scenarios. Gaming performance is also better than you might expect. Genshin Impact runs smoothly and stays stable, which is impressive at this price. Still, if gaming is your top priority and you want even more headroom, the Turbo 5 Max is clearly the better option. Just like with the build quality, I'd suggest experiencing the system yourself instead of relying only on online opinions, because HyperOS 3 already performs very well and overall stability has improved a lot. Strong basic hardware has always been one of Redmi's biggest advantages in this segment, and this phone delivers everything it should. I'm genuinely looking forward to its final market performance, especially considering the build quality, battery life, and gaming ability it offers for the price. And that's it for this video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.